Welcome to Two Haters and a Cat.
No, I want to get into the welcome. It's by me.
Go ahead. I was just setting it up for you.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright. Hey y'all, welcome to Two Haters and a Cat. Right now the kitty is chilling on her own, but I'm sure she'll come through at some point to say hey and give her 2 cents in. So today we're reviewing Love During Lockup, or hating on Love During Lockup. And
Episode 2.
yeah, episode 2, the whole thing is a mess. The whole thing is a mess because it's the first episode, the second episode of the season, but they're calling it season 3, episode 62 because of the other versions of the show, Love After Lockup and Life After Lockup, but it's a whole new branch of the show, so it shouldn't get its own season. I don't know. We're just here to talk crap about it.
Good start. So, how you doing, Nura? So I'm Jason. This is Nura, and what couples do we have this week, huh? Do you remember? We did this. We already filmed this whole thing. The camera didn't work, and now we're doing it again. But for some reason, this time it's harder, even though we already did it.
It's so much harder, and I got in a bad mood, and now I'm having a quarter life crisis.
Mm-hmm. AKA, she's being a bitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna be 24 this April. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I hope nobody older watches this because they're just not gonna feel bad for you. I'm turning 24. I don't know what to do. In the prime of my life, I just don't know what's next for me. I'm young and hot and cool. My life. I don't have any roommates. When I was 24, I lived in a room that didn't have windows. There's dirty footprints on the wall. I don't know whose footprints they were. Who's walking on the wall? There was a can that was open, and there was a goat chewing on the can.
Stop!
What?
Really?
No, that part's made up. Everything else is true but the goat. There was no goat. I lived in Chicago.
It's just because, I got things going on, and I just want to feel like I'm going the right way. I suck at managing my money, so I need a better job.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been thinking to go back to school, probably.
Mm-hmm. You know what? You need to listen to the song "All Falls Down" by Kanye West. I think he explains this whole situation.
Stop, because I went to college.
That major that she majored in don't make...
It doesn't. It
don't make no what?
Money!
I forget the next line.
Kanye
loves when a word could be another word. That major that she majored in.
Yeah, major don't make no money, but she can't jump out. Parents will look at her funny. I didn't jump out though. I went through school, but I finished college.
Yeah.
Hated it.
Remember when Kanye West's big movement was to get people to drop out of school? That was his whole first album was like, you guys don't have to go to school. And it was funny, he was kind of right.
Honestly.
Now all these people have student debt and
I'm stressed out.
All these people who majored in sociology, they're baristas,
You majored in sociology?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I went back to school for tech and now I'm rich.
I was thinking of doing that.
You want to learn how to code? I'll help you.
No, I don't know how to code. I want to I want to do UX.
I can help you get in. I know UX people.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm really good at designing stuff. I'm gonna look at my apartment. I'm good at designing, and I have a niche. Coming,
Yeah.
right? So the past year or so, right, I've been working with kids. Pandemic, and I'm trying to figure out how to get them through the school year cyberly.
That's disgusting. No, I'm joking.
Sorry.
A little joke.
And so
You've been cybering with kids?
What? What?
That's what you said.
Cyberly. I said cyberly. I turned it into an adverb. English. But my point is, right, I've been spending all this time trying to utilize these apps and make things a positive experience between parents and the school and the kids, and it's stressful, but I have a lot of hands-on experience with them.
Yeah.
And I like to design stuff. When I was a kid, I used to jailbreak my phone and do all this little shit. And I used to use Adobe, whatever, XD.
Yeah, cool.
I used to use that shit to like change the shit.
You gotta learn Figma now.
Yeah, I've heard that. I had heard that. I read that.
I use Figma.
Oh.
I'm gonna say to you people out there, the next time Nura watches one of these review shows and she complains about the intros and how they're not related to the show, she's not allowed to, because of what she just did in this episode.
I was having a crisis.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay.
So when the person you like, they go into like the dress they're gonna wear this weekend or whatever the fuck, you know, like.
I don't mind as long as it's interesting. I hate it when it's like boring. I'm like.
True.
But anyway, so yeah.
This is fascinating.
It's fascinating. So anyway, I've been looking it up and doing a little research here and there.
Hey man, reach out to Nura if you want to help her get into UX, UD. What is it? UX. UX, UI.
Yeah.
User experience, user interface.
Yeah. But I think I could be cute at it. I could be real cute at it because I'm good at good at designing things.
I think you'd be really good at picking out what color a button should be, which is basically what the job is.
Honestly, yeah.
Should this border be 3 pixels or 4 pixels?
I think I'd be good at all of that, the
border, the little line that goes around, should it have a 3 pixel radius or maybe we could do.
We gotta do a survey and figure out what people respond to.
Do people like 16? You know what you gotta do?
Yeah.
Is for once these UX people need to worry about accessibility. I want color contrast.
Yeah, I spoke to the lady on the phone at the thingy, on the admissions lady. She was just like, yeah, it sounds like you'd be really good for that since you work with kids. And I didn't say this, but I was just like, no, I don't want to do.
Why would you be good at it because you work with kids?
Because I would say that I want to work with kids, and she was like, oh, some people are doing stuff with like kids with autism.
Oh.
And I was just like,
that's actually awesome.
That is awesome.
To like help people.
That is awesome, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready for that.
What I do is I try and make a subscription service more money. You know, like that's not as cool.
Yeah, see, I'm trying to
actually helping out some autistic kids.
I'm trying to help the kiddies.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, I'm looking into it, but I feel like it's my best bet. Because something that I could do, and
I have friends who work in that field, and I can help you with.
Yeah, so. See, look at my baby.
You guys don't even need to reach out. Fuck you guys, actually. We don't need you.
But the point is, I've just been looking into it. I don't want to like jump into these things. I have a tendency to either be too impulsive or drag my feet. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to find a good medium. Because right now I'm dragging my feet a little bit. So I've given myself until the middle of this week to like kind of decide whether or not I want to do it. Because I started researching like a week and a half ago. Yeah. So my therapist said 2 weeks was a good time for research to like decide whether or not I want to like pursue this.
That's smart.
But yeah.
Anyway, that was this week's episode of Love During Lockup. We'll see you guys next week.
After I came on my YouTube, you realize that's something I was just like, I tried to ignore. I was like, I don't want to talk about it yet.
You have to get famous for talking about the show before you can start talking about yourself. You know?
I have like 60,000 followers on Instagram. No. It's people who think I'm cute and they just ask me like, they say weird things like, me Negrita.
What? I don't think you could say that on YouTube.
Oh, well, I've been
no, I'm joking.
I get called like weird, like on my Instagram, like weird names by like foreign men.
Yeah.
But I mean like black girl.
They're in basements in India whacking off.
Whack.
Yeah.
But
gross perverts.
None of this may have been any good at all, but it was good to like talk it out. I feel a little better. Cause I'm just stressed. I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
People don't know.
All right. Let's talk about the show though. You know the reason people turned in.
All right, guys. Let's start with the new couple.
Jeez.
Now
smack me with your
now
hair.
that I'm feeling better because I talked it out a little bit. Now I'm just whipping my hair back and forth. Willow Smith, like, I was like in 4th grade or 6th grade. But anyway, let's talk about our first couple, Santiba and Tulsi, not Halsey, like I mentioned. Because I thought like, wait, what did I say?
You thought Halsey was
It sounds like Halsey, like the singer, and you don't know who Halsey is.
A little bit of background. This is the new couple on this episode. What is it? I keep thinking Tabitha.
We're starting over.
Satiba? We're gonna start off the whole episode?
No, this the Satiba.
It's
part.
Satiba and
Okay.
Tulsi, and you thought it was Halsey because Halsey is who?
A singer. And Halsey, okay, yeah. So Satiba and Halsey. Satiba's from Portland, Maine. Shout out to Bowdoin College.
Yep.
Gang gang.
Easily one of the top 5 Portlands in the United States.
We're number 2. Okay. We're number 2, and that's
honest.
Just a fact.
Yeah.
Okay, but gang gang, Southern Maine, let's do it. You know, I went to school for 4 years. You know, I went to some shit in Maine.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Isn't it funny that state is called Maine, but it's definitely not the main state. This is one of the lesser states.
It's one of the.
It's kind of misnamed.
It's one of the Maine most beautiful states.
Okay.
Maine most beautiful state.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Satiba and Tulsi, not Halsey.
Tulsi.
And I was trying to explain to you who Halsey was. I was trying to sing the song. It's the song with the Chainsmokers. So baby, hold me closer in the backseat of your Rover, and the tickets is going over, and I know you can't afford her, and your roommate back in Boulder, and
Don't stop.
Never getting older. And
I can almost remember it. Keep going.
And I don't like
Don't
your
stop.
friends. Was doing just fine before I met you.
Wait, could you start from the beginning one time? Do it one more time.
Baby, hold me close. But y'all remember that song? I don't know the song.
I don't know this Halsey song.
It's Halsey and Chainsmokers, I think.
I know Banksy. So Tulsi is this, I guess he looks like a guy from Maine. He kind of looks like a bearded fisherman.
He does have
He looks
that
like he'd
look.
be on the pack of fish sticks, you know, if you put him in a yellow jumpsuit.
My best friend's boyfriend is a lobster fisherman, and they look similar.
He does, but I mean, that is kind of a white guy look nowadays, just bearded, like, whatever.
You originated it, baby.
I have a big old beard.
Yeah.
I did have a beard before it was popular.
Yeah, it makes me wet.
I had a beard back in the day when just a few people would have a beard. So then people would try and talk to you just because they had a beard like you. It's like for you, like when you're the only black person, there's another black person, they give each other a head nod. There used to be like dorks who would come up to me and be like, "Hey, we both got beards."
Well, for me, it's like dreads or
Dreads?
locks.
Locks,
Yeah,
okay.
people will be like, "Oh,
Because it's a
wow."
commitment, right?
It's a commitment, kind of. But for me, it's just like it was the easiest hairstyle I could think of.
I thought people think it's a hard hairstyle to get because it's all the work you have to put
The
into
initial
it.
process is it takes a lot of work. But like once you get them, it depends whether or not like how you're doing it. Like if you're trying to do it like very like clean cut, like clear, smooth, defined locks, those can, be more time consuming. But if you're doing more freeform, I'm doing more of kind of a freeform, kind of a mix between freeform and kind of methodically twisted out. If you do that, or if you do straight up freeform like someone like Bob Marley did, then it's really not that much of a commitment, and it's chill, and I like it. So
Yeah.
people will just be like, "Oh, you committed," and I'm just like, committed to laziness and depression.
But initially,
it took me 3 days
Yeah.
to get this bit to do my
so
lock.
she initially had a lot of gumption and then fell to depression and just cut that hairstyle. It looks nice.
Thank you. Not much has changed.
Yeah. So Sabitha and Banksy and
Satiba and Tulsi.
and they're so this is a new lady on the show, and you say you like her atmosphere. You said she seemed like one of the cool whites, and Maine has low-key cool whites.
I like her aesthetic. I like her vibe for the most part. I think she's a little bit cuckoo because we saw those videos of her dancing on TikTok and all of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Maine does have some of the coolest whites in the country.
Mm-hmm. And TikTok has some of the saddest 40-year-olds in the world.
Yeah.
Doing these TikTok dances like, maybe I'll get a boyfriend this year.
It's so sad.
Hold on, let me put my hat sideways. I'm not dying. At least I'm not thinking about it.
Oh my God, Jesus.
Not until the end of Usher. What song? That wasn't Usher. What's his song?
What's on, oh
No.
my God.
Um,
These are my confessions.
that's a good one, but not that one. These are my confessions. I got herpes.
We're not STD shit.
Come on, what's the song? It's the one where he's like
what, babe? You're not
he's
giving me
like
details.
loves you and he's gonna get married to you and stuff.
Just loves you and gonna get married to
No,
you.
wait, it's got the girl and she's in a makeup advertisement in the video.
What?
We gotta move on. But it really obsessed me that I can't think of the song. But he's like dating a girl and he's not with her. Like, I'm falling for you or something like that.
Are you thinking of a Neo song, maybe?
No. He's like, I got it bad. That's what I was trying to think
you got it bad.
That's the song I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
And she's got it bad for Tulsi.
For Tulsi, not Halsey.
We haven't learned much about him. We've seen his pictures.
He's in prison in Florida.
I have a feeling these two are catfishing each other.
Really?
Yeah, I think that.
I don't know much about the situation. All I know is that she's sending him too much money, probably.
Yeah.
And that according to her friend, that she had an ex-husband that she gave too much money to as well. So this kind of like outpouring of love for only to be scammed is a common theme with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She likes to take care of men.
Yeah.
And then the men end up taking advantage of her, and she gets her heart broken. That's the sort of cycle they set us up for.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad.
I need like a hair shield for this episode.
Sorry.
I'm getting whipped over here. So that's them. I feel like that's just like a little brief intro into her. We didn't find out much about him.
No.
She's introduced on the second episode, so that means their relationship only goes 5 episodes or something.
We'll see, because there's more couples that we haven't seen.
Okay.
Second episode usually means you're gonna be in it for enough. But there have been other couples who get introduced in the middle of the season and they stay for seasons. So you just never know.
Okay.
If you guys don't remember, Tony and Angela, classic couple. He kept cheating on her and doing scammy things, so she had to like put a list of things he couldn't do on the fridge, and it was like no. The first thing was no prostitutes.
I like to think he's like about to call a prostitute and he looks at the fridge and he's like, oh yeah. Good thing I checked the fridge before I did that. I almost forgot.
He was like,
thank God for these fridge reminders.
Because he was like a custodian at a motel and he was like running a prostitution ring at the motel through this situation.
That's pretty crazy to move from custodian to sex ring kingpin. You're mopping up the, you know what, and then all of a sudden your people are buying and selling it.
Yeah. You get it how you live.
Yeah.
Get it how you live. But anyway, that's not the point. Next couple. Let's get into Ty and Hottie real quick because they didn't have a huge segment.
We got some more details about Ty's life.
Yeah, so we learned a little bit more about Ty and her background and her job growing up and everything. She's a mortician. I looked up morticians, like schooling and everything. They have to go to school for 2 to 4 years just for their degree and everything. Then they have a 3-year.
You know what you could do? You could design coffins.
Design coffins.
She does UX for coffins.
Oh, nice. Because those users need a good experience.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about ergonomics because they're dead and they don't feel it. So that's why coffins are pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Is what I've heard.
Point is, yeah, it's like 2 to 4 years of like for like associates or bachelors, and then you have to do 3 years of a mentorship. So it takes at least like 5 years to
and
really
I think
get
they
to
call
the
it
field.
mortuary science, which I always love.
Yeah.
There's also library science when you want to become a librarian.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, it's a science.
It is. It is all.
And political science. More like political circusry. You know, the clowns in Washington. What were you saying? When I utterly fail like that, I really need you to back me up. That's where you jump in.
Baby, you're amazing.
Not with that. Just change the subject.
I know.
We
but,
have to get through this review.
I know, but I couldn't think of a subject change, so I figured I'd compliment.
Mortuary science. So Ty is she's in the room with a dead person. That's what's going on.
Yeah,
in
and
this
she's
episode.
all like, "Oh, when did she pass? She's pretty sad in nursing home."
She looks like an angel.
Yeah.
Well,
But
she is an angel. So.
But then we get into her background. Ty's background a little bit, and we learn that her mother was a schizophrenic.
Yeah.
And her mother had some deep paranoia and delusions around death, and the deep fear of death, and didn't want to ever risk anything that could cause death. And so, because her mother was so afraid of death, and it just built up this anxiety within the household, she sort of chose a life path where she was facing death every day.
Yeah. And I would argue she conquered death because she's just in there, like, operating on some old lady herself. Hello, yeah, what's going on? Yeah, nothing, just cracking open an old lady's skull. You know, like, she seemed totally comfortable.
She did. She did.
And imagine being a cameraman working for Love After Lockup, and you're just like, is it okay that we're filming here? Like, that seems like a violation, right? But no, she's in there with her coworker. Old lady died in a retirement home, and then her phone's ringing, and it's Hottie calling.
It's Hottie calling.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, I just want to say I really appreciate learning about her background, and I really empathize with her because, you know, her schizophrenic brother, and
her schizophrenic mom is like your schizophrenic brother.
Yeah, so I can relate to, you know, when you have someone, because my brother's 13 years older than me, so when you have someone a lot older than you look up to who has those issues, it kind of put into perspective some of her questionable choices in terms of what she's trying to run from and how she's trying to make up for things in her life.
Yeah. I remember when you were struggling with your brother, how you dated 10 men in prison to deal with that.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's exactly what I did.
Yeah, we all go through a phase like that.
No, but I definitely think, I don't want to get you into it, but it definitely, it creates stuff.
Yeah, she's definitely got issues.
But he fills the hole in my heart, so it's okay. But no, for real, shout out.
I'm as good as 10 guys in prison.
He is.
Yeah. 10 muscular, locked up black guys. Are they black guys? I assume. At least the two we've seen so far.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she said she likes some, like, big buff and chocolate, I think is what she said. So, yeah. Which is definitely my type, too.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to her for being vulnerable in that moment and kind of, you know, something most of us can relate to, mental health. But yeah, so then while she's on the phone, you know, doing her thing, gets a call from Hottie. She thinks it's Boston, but it's Hottie. And
also, her coworker is super annoyed. Like, we got work to do, and
he's
she's
so
like,
annoyed. He's so annoyed.
Taking calls from these, you know, her prison boyfriends.
Coworker is so annoyed with her. Because it's interfering with the job. Like, you can't be doing all this. Like, you gotta, like, make these people look good for their funerals, like, and other stuff.
Gotta investigate the cause of this old lady's death.
Isn't that what the coroner does?
I'm just joking. I sense foul play. She's getting calls from Hottie. Meanwhile, this old lady was murdered.
Dude, my foot is falling asleep. But so yeah, so they're just mad. He's mad that she's getting all these calls, but she answers the call. It's Hottie, but she thought it was gonna be Boston, but it's Hottie, and basically she kind of just reiterates that she doesn't know what's going on with the situation with Boston, but it needs to be figured out because she's not happy.
Boston's been calling her all the time.
Yeah.
And then Hottie's like, just forget about it. She's an old fling. She's just a crazy. Ignore her. And Ty's like, I'm gonna figure this out. And if I find out Boston's for real, I'm cutting Hottie, and I'll just find 3 or 4 new boyfriends. It's easy.
Yeah.
She's like, these guys are like nothing to me.
Yeah. It's really funny.
That's what she keeps saying, but also she seems like she's putting up with a lot of shit from this guy Hottie. So I wonder if she's actually particular to Hottie, and she's
she definitely is.
She's like exaggerating how.
I think what's happening here is, and when we take it to an extent because before you know, like get into something serious, you might have multiple people that you're dating, you know, before you get something serious, and it's kind of like.
These guys don't know about each other though, so it feels a little underhanded.
Yeah, but I mean, when you first you know, when you're just like dating initially, it's like no one knows what's going on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But she's lying to them, like I'm cooking or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's what up. Like I don't agree with that because she's in a relationship with Hottie. So this point it's wrong.
Oh,
but
okay.
what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
like women, we can understand that like when you're not really with anyone, you're kind of doing your own thing, and you have like a people that you're talking to, and then at some point you're like, oh, I like this person. You kind of choose them, but you haven't actually had the conversation with them yet. You know, I think she's kind of like with that with Hottie, even though they had the conversation with her together. It's just she emotionally is like, I've chosen him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I feel that too.
She's emotionally chosen. She might have all these people.
I mean, she goes on the show and she has 10 boyfriends, but she picks to cover this high relationship.
I think that's because the other ones are just to make her feel safe because she doesn't want to be alone.
Yeah, it's all some kind of weird, anxious.
Exactly.
She's like, I always have backups.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
it's kind of like when you got a relationship and you're kind of doing your own thing and it's like, I'm just kind of doing my thing. You know, yeah, you have backups, and then you're like, oh, I like this person, and then you drop the rest because like it's gonna be serious with that person. But instead, she doesn't drop the rest. Mm-hmm. She just keeps the backups. Yeah. It's not right.
So that was basically her this episode.
Oh, pick Kriana.
No. She could jump up here. She's just being lazy.
Pick her up, baby.
No, she just wanted to hold my hand like this.
Baby, pick Kriana.
No.
Baby, pick Kriana.
Cran could do it herself. She's being lazy. Just give her 1 minute. I bet she'll hop up here. 3, 2, 1, go.
Cran, baby.
She was gonna do it.
Cran, baby.
She just stared at me.
Cran, baby.
I'm not letting this cat train me. I'm not picking her up. She could jump on the bed. She's a cat. She could jump 4 times her own height.
No, she can't.
It's like that bad.
Her standing height? No. Because you can see when she's on her hind legs, she can get...
I'm talking about her on all fours height.
Oh, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
what I consider a cat's height.
Okay.
Not their hind legs. That's their length.
Okay. We're learning things today. I mean, this review is...
And their front paws or their arms?
Yeah, that's true. I agree with you there.
Mm-hmm. They don't have 4 legs. They have 2 arms and 2 legs.
Oh, Krian!
She scared you.
Yeah, she did! Come here, baby cake. Oh, this is my baby cake, y'all. This is my child. This is literally my child, right, Jason? Mm-hmm. This is my child.
Yeah.
Oh, baby cake.
It's always cool when pet owners say that. And then there's somebody with a real kid who's like rolling their eyes. Like, yeah, your cat's your child.
She is. She's a lot needier and social and clingy than most cats.
Well, we'll see what happens when my kid gets too sick and I put him down.
That's why I can't reproduce with this man.
I keep my kids in a cage at night. Or I take them to the doctor and put them in a little carrying case.
Little carrying case. Oh, Krian, you're looking so cute. She's so cute.
What other couples are there?
Oh!
You are derailing this one. We're going 3 or 4 times the length of what it
I'm
needs to
so
be.
sorry. Time Hottie. Okay, we finished them basically. Let's see what we have. Let's do Indy and Harry.
Okay.
Indy and Harry. So we have 2 things on the Indy storyline today. Essentially, the first half is like she's reaching out to Harry and she's like, Harry, should I come to Ohio? And he's like, do what you feel. If you feel like Ohio. But if not, then not. I don't want you to not come. I don't want you to come. I want you to do what you want.
And she hates that.
Hates it.
She wants to be reassured.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to come out to see you. Don't you want me out there? Like, shouldn't you be all for this?
Don't you love me, baby?
I don't think she says that to him, does she?
No, but that's the sentiment.
That is the vibe, for sure.
That is the sentiment. And he's just kind of like floating around.
No, and we kind of said we think he might be like he just doesn't want to take responsibility for if it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he feels like a conscious like I don't want to make you move all the way out here and then it sucks.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the guy who told you to do that. I feel like he's distancing himself from the actual big choice of moving across the country, you know.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't know this guy's game. We don't know.
Yeah, we really don't know that much about this guy.
Or any of the inmates.
He seems nice enough on the phone, but it's like...
Yeah, I don't know, because you met him on TikTok, so it's like, what are you doing on TikTok trying to find people?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's always sketchy.
And she's giving him hundreds of dollars. The mom kind of interrogates her. Bounty hunter mom interrogates her daughter.
Yeah. Oh,
it's so weird that you could be... I said I would love to hear that therapist guy we watched talk about it, because... it's so weird that the mom is such like an authoritarian, like I'm a bounty hunter cop, like I do everything right, you know, I'm a hero kind of person, and then she's such a like kind of like fluffy, spiritual, kind of like romantic person. Like she seems so opposite her mom. Like how do you become that?
I get that because my mom is super logical and anti-emotional. She's an INTJ. And I'm an INFP, and I'm very emotional.
My friend Jim said he took the Myers-Briggs, and it turns out he's a motherfucking PIMP.
Anyway, I'm an INFP, and I'm just very emotional and sensitive. My mother is not that way.
Yeah. Do you think that your mom caused you to like be contrary, like maybe that
she tried to fight it, India.
Yeah, she's like the opposite of her mom, like in response to her mom or something like that.
My mom tried to fight it in me, and it kind of just made those things swell up more.
Yeah.
And plus, my dad's very soft and sensitive. He's an English teacher, so I would retreat to him when I needed those kind of parts of me like understood, and so it kind of just turned me against my mom for a while. It didn't actually change me at all.
Yeah.
So I could see that happening, and a lot of times, just mothers and daughters, they just be, especially when you look, especially like when you're women of color, and it feels just like it's a different generation, you experience different things, and it's a lot. But yeah, they're very different. Yeah. Indy's mom is a PI, peer investigator, as we know.
Bounty hunter.
And bounty hunter. She thinks she does both.
Yeah. And
so her and her partner go out to a parking lot and decide to do some research on Harry.
Yeah, some good old-fashioned internet research where they Google his name. They look at his TikTok page. Fascinating investigation we got going here. Check it out here. He's doing the nay-nay. We're hot on his trail. Let's get to the bottom of this. Let's get to the bottom of this.
But so they're doing that, and they find some TikTok videos that are uninteresting, but they do find out that he has been arrested for convicted of kidnapping, which is a little worrisome.
We actually knew that. They've been saying his charge. Well, they don't talk about his charges, but they've been printing like what he's charged with on the screen.
But I don't think the mother knew.
The mother just found out. Yeah, she Googled him. They act like it's an investigation. She Googled his charges, and he got in trouble for robbery. And I was saying, like, kidnapping is like a weird one, because I think if you're robbing somebody and you take them to like another room, it can be considered kidnapping or something like. I think it's a vague charge. Like, I would like to know the details, like what he actually did.
Yeah. Because
I think kidnapping sounds really bad, but I think it applies in more cases than you would think, and it's bad still, but it might not be as bad as you'd imagine.
Well, yeah, so kidnapping, we don't know how bad the kidnapping was, but it's not the best crime.
Not good, no matter what, but I was sort of defending it, being like, kidnapping sometimes sounds worse than it is.
And he was like 19, so, you know.
I always want to give him the benefit of the doubt a little bit, because like, when you're like a teenager and you go to jail like that, it's not okay to commit these kind of crimes, but it's like, you just know they're young and dumb, and they could grow up, and maybe they'd grow up if they didn't go to jail. And
It
it's
doesn't
like,
make them bad people, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
It makes them people who made very bad mistakes.
and sometimes I think they get locked into that because now he's like whatever. He's got that on his record for life, and that sucks. And you have your life ruined so young, and so permanently. Especially, I really think that once you do jail time, you shouldn't have to tell people that you were in jail. I think it's bullshit like that. You can't vote, and you can't. Yeah, if you're like a felon, you can't vote, and then you have to put it on job applications, so you can never get a job. It's like, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna go commit another crime because how are you gonna get by if you can't? Anyway.
100%. That's really all that's going on with them. So we wish them the best, but we don't think the best will likely happen. All right, let's look at Haley and Doug. Oh, we need Max and Tara. Max and Tara.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I had my mind changed about Max where I thought he was like a nervous, like single guy who's all working on his body because he's actually one of these bodybuilding nerds. It turns out he's like some sex freak.
A little bit.
I'm king shaming him. But he's an OnlyFans guy. He lives with a woman who he does OnlyFans with. They're best friends, according to her.
They met on Tinder. She clearly wants more from him. She clearly wants to be with him, and they act like they're together.
They sleep in the same bed at night.
Yeah, except the way she greeted him at the door felt very couple-ish.
She tries to kiss him immediately, and he kind of like stiff necks, like doesn't lean in for the kiss.
But it seems like the kiss would have been natural.
Also, maybe because they're on camera, but when they were going to bed, it kind of felt like they were in like a hotel or something. Like
the whole thing was weird.
It did not feel like they were at home.
Yeah, the whole thing. I think that was a fake scene. Because also, women usually don't go to sleep with their hair like that usually.
Okay.
Because she had her hair all like out, and I was like, I don't think most women don't sleep like that.
Yeah.
Unless they're like really tired and just pass out.
Don't start right now.
Yeah, I don't like their relationship.
Yeah.
I don't like the way he talks to her.
You care about these prison girls more than me. Don't start with me right now.
Yeah.
He seems so weird.
I don't understand why he wants to get with this prison girl who's ghosting him instead of this woman that he could be getting with.
He is getting with.
Is getting with.
Maybe that's it. Like, he's got her.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, time to get other people. He says that, like, we have, like, threesomes with her friends and stuff. It seems like she's, like, the victim of this, sort of.
He's kind of
like, she likes him too much, and he wants more, so she's just trying to keep him happy, so she's agreed to basically put herself in this position that she doesn't want to be in.
Yeah.
Which is, like...
That's terrible.
Yeah, I feel bad for her.
That's really sad, and I want better for her.
I also would never want to see them have sex. Gross.
Icky.
OnlyFans, the guys, ugh.
Yeah, Cran can't take it.
It is funny that OnlyFans has had an effect on our culture. It's significant. I mean, it comes up in all these reality shows. We watched some Chance, One More Chance, and it's like half the girls on the show had OnlyFans.
Yeah, I mean, it's very common.
It's like half the people you know are porn stars nowadays. You never know.
Yeah. I mean, do what you gotta do to make your money.
Hell yeah.
It's no judgment at all.
Hell yeah. Big judgment for me. But I won't say it out loud. I'll just think it in my head. And I'll be like, oh, cool. Mm-hmm.
Y'all. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
Okay, yeah. So you're a porn star, huh? Amateur porn star. Nice. Independent. Nice. Not on a label. I like that. It gives you free to move around.
You are so stupid.
So yeah, that's them. He's still getting ghosted by some prisoner.
Yeah, Tara. Like, I don't think Tara even really exists like that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why he's so focused on that. Like, his whole storyline seems sketch. He's sketch. I don't like the dude.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to fight, we can fight. If you see this video.
You're gonna. I don't think anybody's gonna fight for that guy.
I'm not fighting for him. I'm saying fight him.
Oh, you want to fight him?
Yeah, yeah.
I thought you were gonna fight anyone who wanted to defend him.
Oh, no. I was saying if he sees this video and wants to fight, we can fight.
Yeah, and I'll fight you too.
Yeah, tag team.
Let's go. Yeah, we'll fight you and that girl you're taking advantage of.
Honestly, this is not a good idea.
What?
I don't think we
Put
would.
out fight threats?
I mean, we did the bet, that's fine. But I just don't think we would actually win in the fight.
No, we'd win.
Right.
You gotta have more confidence.
We'd win. We're winners. We're winners.
All right, well, who's next in these couples?
All right, baby.
they lose the fight of not having a shameful life after being on reality TV.
Hey, let's look at Haley and Dalton. Post Malone.
Okay, yeah,
Post Malone. He calls them the Post Malone family, a couple.
Just overly tattooed white people. Yeah. He has a tattoo on his forehead, which I think...
That's the ex. That's the ex.
I'm sorry. So Haley's ex has a tattoo on his forehead.
Let's get into the intro for a second.
Which I think is a good move. Let me just finish this thought. Good move to tattoo your forehead like this if you have a really long forehead. It's like sell some ad space. You got this big forehead.
Shout out to Amber Rose.
Does she have that? Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Does she have a big forehead?
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah.
But so the first half of the segment, it's Haley and her ex Jarrett or whatever.
Yeah, and their kid.
And their kid,
Hendrix.
He has blue hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, picks you a nice color blue.
Because he's too young to get tattoos.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, like they all have tattoos, they're all freaks,
But you gotta start him young with something.
Yeah.
But Hendrix seems like a precious little boy. Actually, I really like his personality. He's super cute.
Yeah.
But
surely his life will be ruined by the show. Whenever you see a kid on one of these shows, I just shake my head like, another life lost. These poor children.
But yeah, so we kind of get some backstory on them. So apparently they broke up because he cheated on her with her best friend of 10 years in their home while their son was there. So yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
That was.
So he's a bad guy, but he does seem to want the best for her. Like they've gotten over their issues or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he's telling her, don't date this guy in jail. Pretty much everyone's giving this girl the same advice.
Yeah.
He's a career criminal. You've already given him tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
What's he really going to do for you?
Yeah, that's really it for their segment. For those two specifically, with Jarrett. And then
she cooks dinner.
The second half of Haley's segment, she cooks dinner with, by herself, but she calls her man on the phone. And
describes the food.
She describes the food. It's a really nice steak dinner, She can really taste the garlic and the cheese.
Yeah, she cooks this giant steak, but she seems way more interested in the cheese. I thought that was interesting. I was a little bit like judging how she cooked the steak because I feel like she just put it in a pan. It's like, aren't you supposed to put salt on it?
I don't know. I don't cook.
I don't eat meat, so I don't know. But I thought you put salt on it. So anyway, so she cooks dinner, eats cheese, makes broccoli.
She talks about how she wants to get
I
a
think
house.
She puts frozen broccoli in a pot of boiling water, which I was like,
is that bad?
You don't need to do that, I don't think. You don't need to boil broccoli.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's frozen, you just defrost it and...
Yeah, you just unfreeze it. Yeah.
Steam it or fry it. I would. I don't know about boiling it. At any rate...
she talks about getting a house with him, but she wants to use some of her settlement money from her car
and she
crash.
wants to pay for the whole house because she's worried his record will affect where they can buy a house.
Yeah, exactly. She wants to just pay
like
for
he was going to contribute to the house anyway. She's got some justification for it, like it's even necessary. This guy has no money. He's a sinkhole of money. He's taken $20,000 for lawyers or something. Yeah. So...
a lot going on.
And then the most interesting thing to me is she says she's going to go... She goes, by the way, I found your dad on Facebook and I'm meeting him. He's like, what? I don't think you should do that. Please don't.
And I was telling him that's so inappropriate. Like, whenever you're dating someone or with someone, your first interaction with their people need to be through them.
I think that maybe they ran out of people to tell her that this is a bad idea that you're dating this guy, so she has to go find new people on Facebook to tell her it's a bad idea that you're dating this guy.
That shit is so weird. I was like, girl, that's sketchy, and I don't like it. That's sketchy, and I don't like it. That was weird.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know what's going on with them.
So good luck to them. I think they're gonna have a probably good marriage. Who's next?
Lastly, we have Gabby and Chris.
Yes. Chris is rich in jail, and we found out why, because he got beat up by some guards, so he got 150 grand. He gave 60 of that immediately to
Gabby, and
who
she
spent
it on a BMW and other stuff.
Just
like
it's gone.
furniture. It's gone.
Money's gone.
It
60,000, a third of your settlement. She acts like they're gonna have that money forever.
Yeah, she really
and
does.
she keeps talking like, I buy everything expensive, and she's basically pulling from one money. I mean, Chris is gonna have to get beat up a few more times. That's what it sounds like. To keep this thing going. Chris is getting his teeth knocked out to keep up with his. He's literally trading his teeth for a bougie lifestyle.
He just buy himself some new veneers, I guess.
Yeah,
but so in this segment, initially Gabby gets a letter from Chris that he's in the hole with a shoe or in solitary confinement, which is it's rough.
Yeah, we're saying it's like unethical. It's gotta be
very inhumane.
Yeah,
but
it's something is like officially inhumane. Like all the inhumane stuff that happens behind the scenes.
Yeah,
there's that whole book about it. Like private prisons are basically just like, they have these guys working for $1 a day. It's like it's slavery. It's modern slavery. Yeah. So it's fucked up. And something like the shoe is even more disturbing. That the 23 hours a day you're in 4 walls, like tiny room.
Can't talk to anyone.
No
nothing.
human interaction.
Like, that's rough.
Yeah.
But so she's in the shoe, and her mom tells her mom does not care, and her mom does not want to help her go wedding dress shopping. Her mom is tired of this mess.
I didn't even think about this till now, but like he got beat up by the guards once and got a settlement. Now he's in solitary confinement. So like, what's going on with him in jail? Like, where he's like getting in riots or he's getting in confinement. I mean, the guards could be mad at him. The guards could be mad at him for winning the settlement. And now they're picking on him, maybe. Anyway.
I don't know what's going on, but he's got something going on.
Yeah.
And but the mom doesn't want anything to do with them in this mess, so she's just like, I'm not dealing with your wedding shopping piece. So she instead goes with some of her friends, and they are at the wedding shop, and she
has a lot of friends, because these were even different friends from last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of friends.
Jealous.
Let's move to a new city. The start of a pandemic. Okay, it's hard to make friends.
Yeah.
Like this whole.
I don't know how she has a lot of friends. She seems actually awful. Like her personality is like so entitled. And gross and then we see in this episode she's buying these dresses.
Yeah. So her first dress that she wants is for the ceremony. She gets $30K.
Yeah.
Second dress she wants for the reception, dancing party dress, $15K. So $45K in all.
Her husband to be is in solitary confinement. Like, when are you getting married?
And so she has to put a $20K deposit down on the $45K in dresses. She goes to talk to the lawyer to get. Sorry.
Shut the fuck up. No, I'm joking. Sorry.
No, sorry. Cran's very vocal, and she tries to yell at us to get us to pick her up instead of jumping on the bed because she's a lazy little Cran. But what does she do? Oh yeah, so she calls the lawyer to get 20 or 30K sent to her, ready for her to pick up, so that she can put the deposit down on the dresses. But the lawyer is like, we can't really do that because Chris has to authorize the money handling, and he's obviously can't now
he's locked up.
He's locked up in solitary.
I wonder if this lawyer is like, if she keeps taking all this money, I'm not gonna get money.
But so she gets upset and has like a little hissy fit. She's like, oh my god, he always lets me have it, so I can't have it now, man. And it's like, it's technicality. Like, it sucks, but technicality. You can't get mad
at the lawyer. She cusses out the lawyer.
You can't get mad at him for this. It's like, what if we live in a world where lawyers are just signing over money whenever they fucking feel like it to whoever?
$30,000.
$30,000. Like, no.
Also, she only needed $20,000. You hear she was just throwing in another 10 just for her pocket spending.
Just for fun.
You could hear it, like the number. They go, you need 20, and then she asked for 30. Like,
yeah.
So gross. Yeah, and then she throws a tantrum like a kid who didn't get a toy at Walmart. You know, like
Complete and utter tantrum.
brutal.
But yeah, just disgusting and gross. And then I was doing kind of a numbers breakdown, which I think is kind of interesting about the whole situation. So we started with 150K, okay? 60K goes to her for BMW and stuff. So now we're at 90K. 45K for the dresses. That goes down to 45K left in the pot, okay? So let's say the wedding is at least 20K.
Which would be low if the dresses are 40. Yeah. If the dresses are 45, you're spending half as much on the wedding. So that's
unlikely.
A low ball.
I'm just lowballing it out of kindness.
Yeah.
So then now we're at 25K left over after everything in the wedding. And that's a good amount of money, sure, but are you using it? Do you mean to get down there that way?
Did Chris give any money to his mom or something like?
Yeah, exactly. We don't know what Chris is doing. Like he might have other girls he's talking to,
or lawyers or whatever.
He might have other things going on. Like he might be buying himself some Jordans. Like I don't know what he's doing. So it might not even be 25K left. And also, like, do they take taxes out of the settlement and things?
I don't know. I think when you win a case, they pay your lawyer fees. So you at least have that going. Like when there's a case, you only have to pay your lawyer fees if you lose. I think that's somehow part of. I heard that on a podcast. I don't know if that's true.
Sucks if you lose.
Yeah.
But the point is, we're looking at, after everything that's been going on, a max probably of 25K left, and she's just pulling from it like it's endless.
Yeah.
Like it's endless. Like she's pulling from it like it's like 500 million.
Yeah.
The way she's pulling from it.
Yeah, and like I said, like Chris is gonna have to get beat up a few more times before she could keep spending like this.
Honestly, it's ridiculous, and I'm like, you should have gotten yourself a dress that was a couple thousand.
And I was saying too,
good.
Those dresses looked like wedding dresses.
Yeah.
I mean, like, can you really tell the difference between even
like a 2K dress versus a 30K dress?
Yeah, 2 versus 30, or even like 10 versus 15. Like, it's a fucking white dress, bro. Like,
no, I agree. It's ridiculous. It shouldn't be. It doesn't need to cost this much. She's just doing because she wants to do it. It doesn't need to cost this much at all. And she just.
By the way, a dress you're gonna wear once, and now she's buying 2, so it's like you're wearing 2 dresses once.
It's ridiculous. Don't do more than a couple K, and just that'll be fine. Even like 4K in total, just that'll be fine out of the pot that they have left. But this one,
you want to be a boss? Just wear a $50 dress on your wedding day. That's how you're a girl boss.
Don't be getting no ideas. Don't be like
That's a baller move.
I mean,
That's like if people approach a wedding with any form of logic or intelligence. Like, I'm gonna wear this dress once. I'm gonna take a video of it.
Not 50.
I'm not gonna watch ever.
Not 50. Maybe like.
I'm joking about 50.
Maybe like 500, but not no 50. I think dresses in there worth more than $50 that I wear just like casually.
Yeah, but you wear them more than once.
All right.
My whole point is that wedding dresses are too expensive.
They are, but there's a lot of like.
People are just getting gouged.
There's a lot of structuring that raises the price and specific things that can raise the price and things. Point is, after that little money calculation, they're not doing well. and
you don't need a chalkboard to see that, you know.
And I'm concerned, and I'll keep tuning in to see how this mess turns out because I watch reality TV to feel like I'm less of a fuck up.
Yeah, it does make you feel better about your own life.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Yeah.
I started watching when I was
here's a good start.
6.
Neither of us are in jail. That's a good start.
Neither of us are in jail. Yeah, neither of us are in prison. We've never been. Have you been arrested before?
I have not been arrested.
Me neither. We never did any of that. Yeah, so that's good stuff.
Anyway, that's Love After Lockup.
Love During
Lockup, episode 2.
Yeah. Like, comment, and subscribe. We're 2 haters and a cat. Nura. Instagram at itsnuranoor. itsnuranoor. Jason.
I'm Jason. My Instagram is cooljasonmelton. Thank you guys for watching. See you next week.
We did it, baby.
We did it.
We did it.